Okay. Welcome back to Solo Leveling Recap NHA. Today we will continue together with the next part of the ToNotDie series, everyone. In the previous story, DAJUN was on his way to support his new friend, and now this person is preparing to have a life-and-death duel with the kidnapper of the carnivorous grandmother. If possible, please motivate yourself more by liking, supporting, commenting, sharing and spreading. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel to watch the new episode of HOA TOC, Brothers. Now, everyone, we will come together to ToNotDie. Staying at the HLAB building right now, with the power restored, the match between the two HLAB leaders has begun, along with Kangisu's attack. Hwang Seyoung also easily dodged and counterattacked very quickly. However, with the extremely beautiful Dharma body, Kangisu quickly responded, with your strengths. This makes each of Kangisu's attacks have a lot of power. Far away from the life of fighting for a long time. However, it seems that his movements are still very agile. After this guy with closed eyes spoke, Kangisu quickly attacked in a very special position. The guy with closed eyes is no stranger to Kangisu's attacks, so it's quite easy to avoid. He thinks that after going through a period of turmoil recently, I myself am now as strong as Kangisu. He was completely strong enough to take down the monument that he once admired so much. A stinging punch thrown by Hwang Seyoung also made Kangisu very surprised. Do you think I'm still the same brat who followed you around? Why don't you get any stronger? A combo punch was launched by Hwang Seyoung. He said, Kangisu hasn't changed at all, even his eyes are the same, still the same look that makes him feel uncomfortable every time he looks at it. Today, I will gouge out that eye right here. The battle between the two HLAB leader teams has started to heat up, guys. A little bit about Hwang Seyoung's past. The day when he was still going to school, while the kids at school only care about the idol stars of hot music at that time. And the boys are fascinated with mega kills. Take on the team of stars in the gaming village. Hwang Seyoung is a completely different case. He felt that his classmates were truly delusional and trivial. Why do they pursue such nonsense? They all look like a bunch of stupid goldfish. On the way home from school, Hwang Seyoung suddenly saw a shadow flew past. Then it landed very gently in front of him. What he met at that time was not a music star or a gamer carrying some team, but it is an image of violence that can be seen anywhere in everyday life. Finally, in Hwang Seyoung's heart, an idol appeared that he wanted to pursue. He followed the call of his heart, and applied to join the HLAB gang like that, and gradually became a stubborn disciple who always followed Kangisu. Once when hearing his big brother ask, Hwang Seyoung confided, I was often beaten by my father, for no reason at all. So now he decided to leave home. Kangisu said, a person who beats his child like that is not worthy of being a father. And promised to solve this case for Hwang Seyoung, not only that, but also create living conditions for his younger brother in this situation. Since then, he had become closer to the brother he admired, even more so. He wanted to receive recognition from Kangisu even more. Then, in a battle for territory, a junior tried to secretly stab Kangisu. The situation was quite chaotic at the moment. Caught him off guard. It seemed like it was about to blow a hole. Fortunately, Hwang Seyoung's younger brother rushed to save the price in time. He achieved many great victories for HLAB, and along the way became the gang's second brother. Even Kangisu has to praise this younger brother who seems to have grown up a lot. Hwang Seyoung received trusting eyes from the person he always idolized. That is the happiest feeling. Then, a junior came to announce that something was wrong. The leader of the beach gang has disappeared. With his fierce desire. Hwang Seyoung was not satisfied with Kangisu's recognition, he wanted more. Behold, HLAB gang although they defeated most of the opposing gang. However, the fact that the gang's boss had fled made the HLAB gang feel uneasy. At this moment, Hwang Seyoung walked in and said everything had been resolved by him. Even when everyone still doesn't understand, what does OK mean here? Then he approached a nearby door. Inside was a tied-up girl sitting on a chair. According to this fairy, this is the sister of the rival gang leader. It seems that this girl was also fertilized to the point that Hoa Dung lost her color. Huang Xiang held the stick in his hand and said, "We just need to put some patterns on this girl's face. Then his English guy will appear." Kangisu seemed dissatisfied with this action of his disciple. "How? You did very well, right?" Huang Xiang complacently said. "This girl seems so scared," shaking his body causing both him and the chair to fall to the floor. Seeing that, Huang Xiang smirked and stepped forward and said, "No matter how loudly you shout, it won't have any effect. Next, immediately skewer the stick to cover this girl's mouth." However, what he saw was not the trusting eyes of his brother. Kangisu blocked the knife for this girl. He glared at his younger brother and said, "No matter how trashy they are. However, it is absolutely impossible to touch their families. Don't go over the limit." Huang Xiang was also confused at this time. He thought he was doing this very well, but unexpectedly, what he received was the disdainful eyes of his senior. Until now, he can still see that damn look in Kangisu's eyes. It makes Huang Xiang feel like he's really dirty and despicable. "We are all street thugs. It's the same. Why are you acting so noble? It looks so nauseating." According to Huang Xiang, Kangisu should have listened to him at that time. In doing so, wouldn't that girl's English guy have to bring his own body? And he also used the same method to kidnap the old lady, causing Kangisu to fall into the net himself. Then punches were thrown continuously. The more scared it seems, the more defeated it seems. He remembered little by little images from the past when he met the old lady. That was the happiest time of his life. "Exactly. I'm just a street guy who grew up punching Chui," Kangisu said. "No matter how trashy we are, there are boundaries. He will never get over it." An extremely exemplary counterattack from Kangisu. Knock away name Huang Xiang with closed eyes. Kangisu admitted that he did not educate this disciple carefully. But today, he will teach this bull-headed guy a lesson, even though it's a bit late. That is when you exceed the limit, what will you get? But I didn't expect Huang Xiang to play such a cowardly trick. He threatened the old lady. "If you resist, then that old lady will come to work," he said just. Kangisu touched one of his hairs. "You will immediately receive a jar containing an old lady in it. Mr. Kangisu. Don't you even kneel now." A powerful kick caused Kangisu to kneel in front of Huang Xiang. This made him extremely proud. "Finally, I see Hisu kneeling at your feet like a dog." All to keep her safe, Kangisu gave up protesting. "Letting my ex-disciple fertilize me with onions." This guy raised his voice in challenge and said, "You've exceeded the limit again." Huang Xiang agreed to release the old woman on the following conditions. He wants to hear Kangisu barking like a real dog. This guy believes that when a dog barks loud enough, its owner will come looking for it. Suddenly there was a strange noise. Coming from the end of the street caught Huang Xiang's attention. "This door is being questioned by our DAJUN. It seems to be. He really hates doors. Staying at the hospital right now. Dogium is always closely watching this youngest brother, DAJUN FAM. Yundong finally showed signs of waking up. This made this brother extremely happy. He turned around and called the doctor. But at this moment Yundong raised his hand to signal. Looks like the kid has something to say. Dogium immediately bent down to listen to his younger brother. What was he going to say? As soon as he heard it, he was extremely surprised. Staying at the HLAB building right now. Kangisu is still being squeezed like a shrimp under Huang Xiang's rotten feet. This guy enjoys continuously fertilizing his brother with onions. Seeing you willing to be a dog for the stupid old lady nearby makes me so touched. Kangisu still patiently said, "I will do everything as long as this guy releases her." Huang Xiang yet he used his foot to roll his brother's head back. Then made a very despicable request. That is, lick his shoe clean, then you will be released immediately. When Kangisu accepted, "Throw away your pride," to fulfill the condition of rescuing her. Then this impudent guy kicked him again and said, "What the fuck, are you really going to lick it?" This guy shared, "Before, I used to want to be like you. But now you have the heart to destroy the last good image in my eyes like this." After the kidnapping of the rival gang leader's sister, Huang Xiang always suffers torment in his heart. He only did it because of the gang. Just for you guys. Yet Kangisu looked at him with eyes. "Why is it so dirty? After that, the HLAB gang's juniors suddenly said, the family's conditions improved. One guy boasted about having a gussy shirt, the other boasted that since he bought this bag, there were 3 or 4 girls competing to sit on his stomach. When I heard Kangisu invite me to eat, these guys stammered and said that we already had an appointment with Huang Xiyang. One guy was still afraid of being exposed, so he signaled to his friend, say we're going to eat. Wishing you a delicious meal. Then immediately left. Observing that these guys always play with branded clothes, Kangisu felt very confused. I don't understand where they get those expensive things. On a rainy night at the HLAB building, Kangisu called Huang Xiyang over, then asked this guy, where have you been lately without seeing your face? He said, I have a lot of work this time. Kangisu still had no doubts, just smiled and said, no matter how busy you are, you should have a meal together on your birthday. Huang Xiyang immediately accepted the invitation, then suddenly brought out a gift. Happy birthday. Gave it to my brother. It's an extremely fine watch. According to Huang Xiyang, this suits his brother extremely well. Kangisu at this time, he immediately asked his younger brother, where did you get the money to buy this expensive item? When Huang Xiyang said, these days he specializes in providing rice to hungry young people, especially his rice can be eaten through the nose. Hee. You. How many times have I told you? Absolutely not to touch banned substances. Why? Huang Xiyang just smiled and said, I know, then take the opportunity to wear this nice watch for your brother, say we're going to eat happy birthday. He booked a table with an extremely good view at a big restaurant. At that time, Kangisu was very angry and disappointed in his younger brother. Kangisu warned this brat to stop quickly, while you still use words to talk, if you let your brother interfere, you'll be in trouble. Classy watch. Being thrown in front of Huang Xiyang. It was broken just as the last barrier of kindness in Huang Xiyang's heart was dismissed. Mr. Hisu. This guy suddenly rushed to give his brother another gift. This made Kangisu extremely surprised. I don't understand if my brother is possessed by evil spirits or something. Hisu brother. I just want to receive praise from you even just once. Yet at the end. You still piss on my efforts like that. Along with the arrangement of many my Fook minions outside, Huang Xiyang claims Kangisu is plotting to sabotage the guild's finances. As long as it affects the common good, even the leader cannot forgive. Kangisu was extremely angry when he heard his younger brother's bet. Hisu brother. Wishing you a peaceful birthday. Returning to reality, Huang Xiyang thought that Kangisu should have listened to him at that time. The guild's enemies as well as the finances were all taken care of by him. But why are you still not satisfied? Huang Xiyang said while kicking Kangisu away. Just once. This guy just wants to hear his brother praise him for doing well. What must I do so you can see my efforts? Huang Xiyang confessed his feelings. He was so crazy that he threatened to draw a few lines on the old woman's face. When he heard Kangisu repeat his previous command, don't touch her. Huang Xiyang just smirked and said, do you believe those words? Seeing Kangisu's disdainful eyes again, this guy got mad again, intending to take off one side of his brother's headlight. He promised to replace a new, better headlight for his brother. Suddenly, someone's scream rang out at the end of the hallway, attract the attention of 2 people. Damn! Your stairway door is so sturdy. If I knew that, I would have finished breaking this elevator a long time ago. DAJUN suddenly appeared, and continued to break the door to get in. Kangisu reluctantly asked DAJUN why he came here. Seeing the scene in front of him, DAJUN didn't know what to say. Huang Xiyang lamented, is DAJUN's lover the door? But why do you always break the door like that? He heard that DAJUN was collaborating with Kangisu, so he crowed that I accept both of you. Ha! Just touch him a little bit. And the kids will entertain that silly old lady. Is that terrible? A few brats you haven't even opened your eyes yet like you and you dare open your mouth to threaten me. Kangisu don't worry. We have successfully rescued her. Stayed at another HLAB property. Purple Cloud number 3. Dogium along with the DAJUN gang's brothers were here to rescue the old lady, as well as wipe out this entire base. Dogium said it was all Undong's credit. Because at the hospital, he told Dogium. At that time, I tried to stay and hear the information. They said they took the old lady away and detained her in some purple cloud facility. When he heard DAJUN say the old lady was still safe and sound, Kang Hisu was deeply touched by the hearts of his new friends. I promise to let you and your grandparents meet each other soon. DAJUN. This time you made a big mistake. Huang Xiang said. DAJUN wasted the opportunity to cooperate with 4 kings. Why would you cooperate with the name Kangisu to bite them back like that? This time, there is no door to turn the car around. That's right. I shouldn't have cooperated with you guys. Because those who specialize in evil deeds must be kept inside a body bag. Hearing this challenge from DAJUN, Huang Xiang showed disdain. He walked over and thought that DAJUN was the type who didn't know how to control himself. So today he will definitely give this guy a good beating. DAJUN is not to be outdone either. Said he would clean up the dirty trash in front of him before making salad in this building. The first punch did not hit the target. Huang Xiang laughed at DAJUN's martial arts as a lame cat. Is a program like this still asking to crush the mighty HLAB? You idiot. DAJUN was unexpectedly hit by an extremely fast counterattack from the current HLAB leader. Huang Xiang was extremely upset by DAJUN's chaotic fist swing. He immediately brought out several boxing moves to show off. Said to teach DAJUN how to fight. Kangisu seemed quite worried about his new friend. Just a little loophole, DAJUN was hit again. Huang Xiang laughed mockingly. DAJUN's street boxing thing is just like that. Who the hell did you learn this stupid martial arts from? DAJUN replied with a counterattack. I learned it from my brother. Huang Xiang took a blow and immediately backed away, saying, your brother taught me all kinds of fancy martial arts, tricks. DAJUN took advantage of the situation and rushed forward, stepped on his opponent's feet, then approached and struck. As if to prove what I learned, it's not fancy like this guy said. A punch was thrown extremely accurately, even though both were hit. But DAJUN was still extremely stubborn, continuing to stay and feeding onions to his opponent, continuously comparing facial muscles to see who is harder comes from both sides. Huang Xiang was also starting to feel wrong at this point. How can this bastard be so stubborn? Well-trained boxing, like you said, can only go this far. Due to his weakened physical strength, Huang Xiang was unable to dodge this powerful punch in time. He didn't expect that he could lose to this market goods boxing thing. What he taught me, not boxing, but the way to survive. Kangisu was also quite surprised about the result of this match. Huang Xiang now feels indigestion. He thought that maybe it was because he had fought with Kangisu before that he lost like that. 36 escape plans are the best strategy. Huang Xiang quick try ran away, entered a room, and slammed the door shut. I'm bored of being a dog, now I'm a turtle. Just as DAJUN was about to go in pursuit, Kangisu called back and reminded. That Huang Xiang guy. He is a sinister person, not easy to deal with. So you definitely have to be careful. DAJUN turned back and said, don't worry about me, try to rest and regain your strength. When the door to this room is opened, the first thing DAJUN saw is a dark room, along with experimental kits to do experiments lying around on the table. He did not expect that this group of people would prepare drug addiction on such a large scale and professionally. DAJUN takes a few steps forward, walks around looking for the turtle. Think about cooperation opportunities. Do you see these money-making machines in front of you? Huang Xiang's voice came from an unidentifiable place inside the room. According to him, with this amount of powerful machinery, it's not just in gangbuk. He can completely control the drug market of this entire Seoul. By having a huge revenue stream like this, he could grow a guild to new heights in a short period of time. Huang Xiang is completely confident in the drug factory system he has built. He believes that if DAJUN cooperates with him, DAJUN can completely own a guild with a size and power far beyond what HEA KWANG has. Responding to this attractive invitation to cooperate was a very rude statement from DAJUN. Why is the sound of a dog barking somewhere here? Receive DAJUN's answer. Huang Xiang said contemptuously, DAJUN is no different from that guy Kangisu, who only knows how to sleep stupidly, trembling in fear of the opportunity to change his life. Huang Xiang appeared next to the fire he had just lit. He said, idiots like you probably wouldn't know. This drug is an extremely complex mixture. If prepared properly, the finished product can be obtained. But with just one small mistake, it will become a bomb. An amount of purple drug was sprayed out, from inside the tube that Huang Xiang had just cut out. Just when DAJUN was not understanding Huang Xiang's intentions, this guy quickly closed the door. Not forgetting to remind DAJUN to thank him, because he helped DAJUN go to a place where no one feels any pain anymore. The gas tank continued to spew out purple substances. In the presence of DAJUN, these purple substances drifted towards the lamp that Huang Xiang had just lit earlier. You're crazy, DAJUN can't believe that money-hungry guy wants to destroy all of his money-making machines here. A fierce explosion sounded from above the 15th floor of the HLAB building. Another scene of fierce fire inside the building. Kangisu is injured right now. Coughing violently lying on the floor, outside the room. He didn't want to believe what he saw before his eyes. That heartless fire engulfed one of his true brothers. Kangisu remembers the past time. When the old lady's house was discovered, DAJUN together with Dogium solved this worry, helping someone who is neither close nor familiar like Kangisu, by taking the old lady to the DAJUN gang's residence. This made Kangisu very touched. Inside the fire, Huang Xiang is not very comfortable right now. His mouth smiled crookedly and said, "If only I had money, I could rebuild these things. There's only one life for an idiot like you." DAJUN. That was the end of those who dared to touch Huang Xiang him. Hisu brother. Did you see that? I took care of another guy. I really wanted to be recognized by you. But now that is no longer important, because now I can step on your buffalo head and rise up. Now let me send you on your way. Inside the fire now. Huang Xiang witnessed a ghostly scene that he will never forget in his whole life. From within the ruins, something is about to rise. This guy doesn't want to believe it at all. A solid, extremely prestigious light emerged from within the fire. DAJUN is back in front of Huang Xiang. Guys. Have you ever seen a demon burn to death? DAJUN came out with his whole body covered in blood, along with a pair of bloody red eyes. The fire grew bigger and spread throughout the 15th floor. Witnessing the terrible scene before him, Huang Xiang opened his dog eyes wide and looked. He had never seen eyes radiating such terrible aura. From the day I dismissed Kangisu, then began to get involved in the production and sale of prohibited substances. He wished to create a powerful gang even without the recognition of a Kangisu. HLAB then received an invitation to cooperate from Tam Luyan to deal with HEA KWANG's expansion. At that time, Huang Xiang had just come up, his morale was high, he didn't take HEA KWANG seriously, and said that Tam Luyan and the others were cowards and not worth cooperating with. He said HLAB must take over this soul, and so he later had to pay the price for his hubris. Are you from Gangbuk? Shin Wuzheng then looked straight into Huang Xiang's face and asked, wait, it will be your turn, okay? Only then did Huang Xiang realize that HEA KWANG was on a completely different level. And this leader in front of him has eyes full of ambition, extremely scary, a feeling of fear to the point of suffocation. When looking into those evil eyes, to this day, he once again experienced it. A strong punch that ran out of sauce was delivered by a trembling DAJUN. Punch this vile, malicious guy. He's as flat as a shrimp. This is the second time that Huang Xiang knew he had bumped into the wrong person. How can I die when there are bastards out there who haven't even paid for my brother's life? Along with this punch, the fate of the HLAB gang has been decided. Both teams' leaders were now at the floor. Actually, to say the least, Kangisu completely knows how this kid used to admire me. But that admiration gradually became distorted, as his ambition grew bigger and bigger inside him. By the time Kangisu realized it, the situation was so serious that it was out of control. DAJUN, you did something that I was never able to accomplish before. Thank you. The shock from the explosion made DAJUN's mind feel a bit dizzy. There is a high possibility that you will have to visit the hospital once. Kangisu joked, thinking DAJUN was a zombie who fought tirelessly. Let's go home. She must be waiting for you. Perhaps the HLAB gang's incident here will temporarily have a light ending. Then stay at the hospital. Kangisu was able to see his grandmother again. As for Undong, his brother also went to the hospital to stay with him for a few days. The HLAB gang's rescue base was brought to the attention of the police because of the fire. Therefore, their activities of preparing and trading banned substances were exposed. Huang Xiang and his porridge-eating gang were all arrested by the police. The HLAB gang after that was like a snake without its head. That's why RA disbanded. All of these things Kangisu paid attention to. Maybe he thought this was a worthy ending for his brother, as well as his previous organization. Then, Kangisu made a big decision. He told his grandmother to eat well and listen to the doctor's advice. Don't be disruptive. He knelt down trembling and promised that he would return when the big deal was done. Something that must be done, even though it may be very dangerous. He felt regretful because he couldn't leave her in a better place. Kangisu apologized to his grandmother. Chesu. Be careful wherever you go. I will definitely wait until Hisu returns. Your puppy. Her warm affection is like a warm wind, warming the heart of a child who once lived alone made Kangisu sob. The old lady also told her that when she returns, remember to buy a lot of meat for her to eat. Return to DAJUN FAM. Dogium asked DAJUN if he has any plans. Because he thought that after he overthrew HLAB, the DAJUN gang could take that place. But unexpectedly, Tam Luyan did not bother to cooperate. It seems like what happened just now was just a waste of effort. But no. DAJUN said, have you forgotten, we just admitted a very high-quality product. I promised to repay 10 times what you guys helped me. Let's try together later. This is the oath when Kangisu officially joined the DAJUN gang. Afterward, Dogium expressed his question, why does that guy Huang Xiang always cling to Kangisu and not let go? Kangisu was silent for a moment and said, you will know later. That's not important right now. Then he turned to ask DAJUN about his next plan. Dogium said, the HLAB Sach scan does not do much to expand the state's power, even if we wipe out all 4 kings. There is no guarantee of possibility. But it just wastes more of our time. If time continues to pass like this, that Xin Wuzhen will slip away. DAJUN now said to everyone, don't worry, because the recent incident has broken the balance. Those bastards will take action. DAJUN is very sure about this. A few days later, staying at the base of the Muyal gang, one of the 4 kings, while the 2 junior guards were boasting about the fact that 4 kings had now become the 3rd generation and that the new Muyal gang was the strongest. Then suddenly I realized that in front of me was a bunch of guys in black shirts with full tools in hand, approaching. I thought this group of Tam Tu Luyan was very formidable, but turns out it's just normal, you guys. HEA KWANG now began to appear just as the balance was broken, the leader of the HEA KWANG gang, Guak Dochang. Immediately this stronghold of the Muyal gang. Suddenly, the enemy invaded. Not only that, but even the studio gang strongholds, leader Kim Wonbin, were simultaneously attacked by HEA KWANG. The last gang in the 4 kings Chansung, whose leader is Na Sungruk, was also not lucky enough to escape this situation. Receive news from everywhere. The leader who is passionate about pork, Park Muyal of this Muyal gang is extremely angry, bringing out his beloved meat to vent his anger. Finally, the thing he feared the most had come. HEA KWANG has marched straight into Gangbuk in a situation where the balance is lost. If this situation cannot be controlled, then Gangbuk will definitely fall into the hands of those bastards HEA KWANG. A Tam meeting was urgently convened. They complained that Huang Xiang guy is only good at eating and reporting quickly. Kim Wonbin of the One Studio gang said, I don't know what kind of person that DAJUN is, but the name Huang Xiang dares to take advantage of him like that. Chanjung gang's Na Sungrok is still as reserved as always. Kim Wonbin said that HE's big brother Guak Dochang gave him a blood letter, if Tam did not surrender within 24 hours. Then he will send all of Gangbuk 4 kings to dust. Tam Wan is quite scared because maybe this time HEA KWANG really wants to swallow this Gangbuk whole. Park Muyal angrily said, I will definitely have to teach those bastards a lesson for this crime. Seeing Gangbuk as if it were no one's place. Kim Wonbin doesn't think so, the force gap is too great, how can we fight? First, let's try to negotiate with HEA KWANG. Hearing that, the Muyal gang is determined not to divide the land with HEA KWANG. Secretly, these 2 people turned to ask the remaining leader's opinion. The first time this guy opened his mouth, he said just 2 words, "Here we come." This statement made Kim Wonbin not understand anything. Immediately after, his questions were answered by the fact that the door has to continue to be replaced. 3 silhouettes appeared outside the door. That is the strongest group of boys in the DAJUN gang. Your gangbuck 4 kings. Can't compete with HEA KWANG, right? If you don't have enough confidence, then I can help you guys. Decide quickly. If you want to live, you must return to my team. Facing the offer of cooperation again, Park Myeol doesn't know who this person is at all. Kim Wonbin immediately reminded him. This person is the one who let him lie under the door last time. And is also the one who destroyed HLAB, DAJUN. This guy has caused trouble with 4 kings, but now he still brings his body here. Isn't it because of these guys that the situation has become so bad? The collapse of HLAB opened up opportunities for HEA KWANG enter gangbuck. DAJUN said he completely understands the situation of 4 kings right now. If an animal is crippled, there are only 2 options. One is to obediently bow your head and wait to eat the leftover meat of other beasts. Or will be devoured by a more terrifying beast. You have no other choice now. DAJUN quickly picked up the piece of meat and threw it in front of these leaders and said, "The only way to survive now. That means keeping your head down and waiting to eat leftover meat." Park Myeol was angry at DAJUN's overbearing attitude. He feels like this guy talks like Hwang Siyang. "So I'm planning on making a salad for these troublemakers." Kim Wonbin saw that and immediately stopped his friend. "Say this is not the time to be angry. Those HEA KWANGs will launch their attack soon. Tam practice at this time is like using an egg to fight a rock against HEA KWANG's advance." Kim Wonbin suggests ending this matter, even if it means negotiating with HEA KWANG. Hearing this proposal, Park Myeol got angry, saying that he could not offer the organization. He had worked so hard to build it for those HEA KWANG dogs. After speaking, he turned around and left, saying he would fend off those bastards himself. "Don't need anyone to support me. No matter how strong those bastards are, they will fight to the death." After that, Park Myeol automatically withdrew from 4 kings. This action left the remaining 2 members of 4 kings, not knowing what to do next. After the unhappy meeting ended, the 3 of them went next to a river. Dogium said he didn't expect the meeting to be such a failure. DAJUN also didn't expect that this 2 Luyan group would be so stubborn. Dogium guessed that DAJUN probably wanted to use 5 punches to force the 3 of them to join. Kang Gi-soo fully supports this idea, because he thinks that by dealing with all 3 of them, the matter will be over. This makes Dogium very unhappy, because the organization has another woodhead as its leader. Watch the river in its brilliant glow. DAJUN said that when animals can't stand being hungry, they will look for my leftover meat. At this time, at the Myeol Ho Lam Cat Gang's business location, facility number 2, the HEA KWANGs have begun to attack again. With the difference in force, the Myeol gang continuously lost. As long as this is resolved, it will be considered the fate of the Myeol gang has come to an end. These junior fairies were shaking like a leaf before the terrible force that HEA KWANG had developed, after just 1 year. It's really beyond imagination. Will it all end like this? At this moment, someone suddenly appeared. "What are you guys doing in my shop?" The leader of the Myeol gang had to join the battle. He immediately ran here when he heard that this important base was being attacked. The scale of this case is impossible for many juniors to handle. HEA KWANG's juniors saw the boss of 4 kings appear. Then Lean immediately rushed forward to make a contribution. Enemies came from all 4 directions, with all their belongings in hand. Park Myeol can only temporarily resist. He lamented that business has been sluggish lately. Yet these flies still fly here and destroy the shop. Anyway, it's the boss of 4 kings. Park Myeol captured a junior. Throw it away easily. Don't get in the way of my business. Otherwise, you guys will become a dish on the restaurant's menu. Park Myeol was angry. Speak. At this moment, outside the shop, a car appeared. A person got down from the car. Inside the restaurant, the juniors were already being beaten by Park Myeol. He was surprised to discover the leader of this campaign. Yet it appears here. Gwak Do-chang, big brother of the HEA KWANG gang. Seeing his juniors lying on the ground, affecting the progress of work, Gwak Do-chang realized who caused this. Leader of the Myeol gang. Must surrender within 24 hours. Don't be so rude, guys. You guys only know how to attack secretly. Park Myeol is still stubborn and determined to resist. Gwak Do-chang says, it's only a matter of time before he dominates Gangbuk. It's best to surrender early to be comfortable, continuing to be stubborn will only make things worse. Park Myeol didn't care and rushed forward to salad this white-haired boss. And the consequence was that he was easily controlled by the big brother of HEA KWANG. This guy feels that the four kings are really pitiful. The organization's collapse is due to the weakness and incompetence of these useless leaders. If you're stupid and stubborn like this, you're not qualified to be a leader. Was hit by an extremely strong blow from Gwak Do-chang. The leader of the Myeol gang immediately rushed to the floor, outing extremely harsh. You're not done yet. It's my shop. Who will help you clean up? Park Myeol trembled and tried to stand up. He said the store was still in business. Calmly take off your gloves. Behind that is a hand covered in scars. This leader of HEA KWANG has really started to play. A moment later. After one then muscle activity. Finally, Park Myeol has truly measured the floor. This name declared from now on. The era of HEA KWANG here at Gangbuk will begin. And it opens with a familiar scene of burying people in this mountain. HEA KWANG juniors started their familiar work again. Evenly shoveling shovels of soil to fill the hole. They're complaining so much about this bastard. It takes a lot of time to bury him like this. Lying in the hole, Park Myeol thought to himself, could it be that my life ended so tragically? After everything he tried in the past. Is the result this painful? This junior told his friend to compact the soil tightly. Otherwise this big guy will come out again. Hey guys. Do you know it's impolite to bury someone else's pet? Park Myeol lies at the bottom of the hole. Surprised and wondering what happened. Then immediately a junior guy landed on him. Because he wasn't wearing glasses, this guy could only see what was in front of him. The silhouette of someone appeared vaguely. I told you. Sooner or later, you will die by the claws of another evil beast. This person said Park Myeol, make a decision quickly. I want to be at peace here forever, or receive leftover meat from a real beast. There is no better choice than now. Come back to my team. GLA. Although Park Myeol really doesn't want to, he really can't stand up to HEA KWANG and the others. Extremely uncomfortable, but still unable to do anything. Park Myeol shouted loudly, relieving the frustration in his heart. You guys are so wrong. Don't think that by helping me once, you can ask me to do what you want. DAJUN raised his hand to stop Kanggisu because he was planning to continue burying this stubborn guy. Park Myeol said never to be under DAJUN. To him, this is just a short cooperation. Or more accurately, a temporary alliance. Seeing what had happened, DAJUN also nodded in agreement. Park Myeol said it wouldn't be that easy to establish this alliance, because those guys probably would have agreed to join. DAJUN put his glasses in front of Myeol and said, don't worry, everything will fall into place. Then stayed at Myeol gang's business location, Ho Lam Cat Warehouse. Some juniors are trying to make some natural herbs. Someone is trying to make a phone call but can't. He worriedly told his companions that he had contacted Mr. Myeol, but there was no answer. These guys are worried. Is it possible that the soldiers were eliminated by Chow Kwang's beetle? Should we run away now? One guy said sadly, where can I run away? Because this is the only remaining base of the Mo gang. If this is lost, the Myeol gang will no longer have a belt. First, temporarily lock the door. Must try to defend this remaining base at all costs. The guy on the left seems worried about this method, the guy on the right is very reputable, so rest assured. Whether it's HEA KWANG or any other group of dogs, just block the door carefully and you'll be fine. As soon as he finished speaking, a car crashed through the window and crashed in. Then he rotated a few times, causing the juniors here to fall left and right. This means that these guys' defense plan has lost its effectiveness. It turns out this white-haired big brother of HEA KWANG is extremely crazy. Ordered his subordinates to risk their lives and rush straight into this base. As expected, you only have the appearance on the outside, the inside is all trash. The white-haired boss stepped out from inside the car. The man I saw was Gwak Do-chang, the general commander of this campaign. They lost all will to fight, but then they discovered that this general was alone. This is a huge opportunity for these juniors of the Muyal gang to turn the table. Then the whole crowd rushed in from everywhere, extremely determined to salad this big brother of HEA KWANG. But it's clear that this is just using eggs to fight rocks. The calf is not afraid of the stork. Guak Dochang alone, hanging out in the middle of a crowd of Muyal band members, is like being in a deserted place. The manager of this base finally realized that in front of him was a real monster. Did you guys create an organization from trash like this? It's so pathetic. Guak Dochang's statement today. This is the end for all of you. What you guys did wrong was joining a weak organization. After all, the responsibility largely belongs to the leaders. This manager's name is HEA. He is a big brother of the Muyal gang. He admitted that this was his mistake, and asked Guak Dochang to forgive his juniors. This guy reached into his pocket. Then he threw a stick in front of the leader of the Muyal gang. Make a request if this person removes his hand. Out. Then I will spare the lives of the juniors here. This big brother of the Muyal gang trembled, picked up the cart. Behind are all the brothers who have put their trust in you. Aren't you going to save them? Guak Dochang spoke slowly. Not letting his brothers suffer, this person mustered all his courage and placed his hand firmly on the ground. As expected in the eyes of Guak Dochang, this person is completely unqualified to be anyone's big brother. This guy said tremblingly, how could I do this by myself? What about being a big brother? Why should I be responsible? Who forced them to join the organization? They all came to ask to join. When I heard that guy, I was completely speechless. Guak Dochang took the tree from this guy's hand, walked in front of another junior, then threw the shopping cart in front of these people and said, opportunity only comes once, deal with your big brother and I will spare your life. The big brother of Muyal heard that. I started saying A and O and didn't know what to say. We have always trusted and followed you for a long time. But you have the heart to throw us away so simply. The juniors immediately picked up the goods and turned on their big brother. Inside this base, someone's miserable scream rang out. And then at the DAJUN gang's base, Park Muio is here. He was stunned when he saw that the two remaining leaders of Four Kings were already here. Kim Wonbin said we have decided to cooperate with DAJUN. We can't let this gangbuck fall into the hands of those bastards HEA KWANG. But I'm not stupid enough to stand up and fight them alone. Then I almost ended up in the bush like you. Park Muil turned to ask for Na Sung Rok's opinion. This person just nodded to indicate that he also agreed with this cooperation. The alliance was officially established at this time, and a strategy meeting was immediately held. Kim Wonbin believes that the situation right now is very bad. Currently, the HEA KWANG group is acting under the direction of that guy Guak Dochang. They are simultaneously attacking all business locations of Gangbuk Four Kings, and as a result, many important bases of Tu Luyan have fallen. The main reason comes from this white-haired boss. There are rumors that this person comes from a notorious gangster gang, so in less than a year after joining HEA KWANG, this person has climbed to the position now. Kim Wonbin believes that currently, this table is difficult to turn over. Don't ask such boring questions, it's not about how to win. But first think about the reason why you lost, DAJUN said. You son of a bitch. Park Muil storms again. He broke the coffee cup in his hand. He agreed to come here, not to listen to DAJUN move his lips and dance. Over here, Kangisu is also very hot. Calling Park Muil is an ungrateful thing. DAJUN remained calm and continued, actually, the relative strength between the two sides is not that big of a difference. But why did Four Kings fail so quickly? The difference between HEA KWANG and Four Kings is only one. That is, HEA KWANG is a unified gang, and Four Kings is just a patchwork alliance. That's why HEA KWANG can easily launch a general attack at any time. As for Gangbuk Four Kings, besides the name, they are essentially separate parties. The failure comes from the inability to join forces in a short period of time. Park Muil heard that, his blood rushed to the brain. He stood up and said, do you want us to unite all the gangs now? DAJUN nodded and said, that's right, such a large organization also needs a reputable leader. Here, besides me, is there anyone qualified? Wow, that's so cool. Always, brothers. Park Muil heard that, his phone is so hot. Say DAJUN has been barking all this time, what are you basing on to arrest us? We have to hand over our ancestors to you, right? Kim Wonbin has a different view. He suggested that he just trust DAJUN for once, anyway, now he doesn't know how to proceed. But surely this cannot be said so lightly, Kim Wonbin suggested DAJUN. Prove that you are qualified to become a leader. DAJUN is okay though. I will bring that bastard to the flag to pay for what he has done. That's right, the one I'm aiming for. It is Guak Dochang, general commander of this campaign. Of the HEA KWANGs. Live next to a river. The juniors are reporting the situation. That's already burying that Park Muyal guy. They really tried their best to get the job done. Guak Dochang heard this and asked this junior to tell the story from beginning to end. This guy said, it took a lot of effort for them to bury that guy, they spent a lot of time digging a hole on their own as if they were about to complete the mission, but suddenly another gang attacked them, so that's what happened. Out like that. When someone asked who the raider was, this guy reported that it was the masked group at Ansichoan Harbor some time ago. That's DAJUN's ragged gang. Hearing that, Guak Dochang immediately asked with concern, is that dog guy here? The junior said exactly that. Furthermore, there were 3 of us at that time, so there was no way we could resist. Guak Dochang has it all figured out. At this time, tell the subordinate. He said that if a HEA KWANG man accepts a mission, he must carry it out to the end, even if it costs him his life. Hearing this younger brother already felt numb somewhere, and sure enough, this cold-blooded big brother immediately took action. The law is the law, I don't hate you or have any grudge against you guys. An extremely pleasant thumping sound right at the riverbank made the 2 remaining disciples. Trembling with joy, Guak Dochang left, not forgetting to tell him to deal with the remaining group. Loud screams along with the changing color of the lake water took place immediately afterward. Guak Dochang was a bit thoughtful about the appearance of a person standing in the way during this mission. Temporary territory of HEA KWANG State. That is the old business premises of the Muyal gang. Guak Dochang brought out his phone and made a call. Direct connection to Japan's Cope. I heard my subordinate's voice from the other end of the phone. Shin Wuzheng leisurely let a little sister pour tea for him to drink. He said he was free right now, asking how his younger brother at home was doing on duty. Guak Dochang reported back, the current mission is going quite well, just a little more time, then Gangbuk will completely belong to our HEA KWANG. Shin Wuzheng took a sip of tea and praised his younger brother for doing well. Indeed, trusting Guak Dochang with the task was not a mistake. After that, he continued to express his satisfaction with this big brother's dedication. At the end of the call, Guak Dochang said he would definitely bring him good news soon. Just hung up, suddenly Gwak Dochang's phone vibrated again. Saw it was a strange number, this guy listened, someone's voice rang out on the other side. Hello, are you the leader of this gang of dogs that want to tear Gangbuk apart? Guak Dochang asked who. Then heard the answer. I'm the one about to punch your dog in the snout. Guak Dochang didn't seem to be provoked, he just said nonchalantly. Are you DAJUN? I originally intended for you guys to find me yourself. But you HEA KWANGs are so useless, it seems like this time I have to personally give you a chance. Tonight at 12 o'clock, at construction site H next to North Korea Mountain. Come see me alone, my brothers will ensure your safety on the way. I will also go there alone to wait for you. Guak Dochang asked why should I trust you? On this side, DAJUN said, you don't have to believe it. But this is the only chance for you idiots. Guak Dochang is extremely solid. That torn bandage is definitely a joke. Dogium now says, this is an obvious trap. Will he fall for it? See change. Guak Dochang immediately called his big brother and reported the name DAJUN. Is the name of the remnant of HANGIL FAM that we are always hunting, hiding here in Gangbuk. He planned to join forces with the rest of the 4 kings, forming an alliance. Guak Dochang asked for the leader's opinion, should we deal with this guy first and then the others? Leisurely feeding the fish, Shin Wuzheng exclaimed, only days that guy is just a ragged bastard, but now he's so well off, isn't he? He was really curious. Just how strong has that little mouse grown? Shin Wuzheng immediately threw out a heavy weight. Just need to deal with DAJUN and those bastards in the Gangbuk area. Then after Shin Woo-sung left Korea, he will hand over the entire SEOL to this boss. Business is currently going very well, but maybe Shin Woo-sung will leave Korea soon. Moreover, here he also met many good friends. End the phone call by expressing that he was looking forward to good news from his subordinates. On this side, DAJUN is extremely confident that the name Gwak Do-chang will come to an end. Not because of him, but because Shin Woo-sung would want that. That evening, a black car drove to the meeting point. This junior said, "This is a trap. Now turn around, it's not too late." Gwak Do-chang doesn't care. Say, why the hell are you worried? They're just rats. How dangerous can a trap be? Have you ever seen a ferocious beast trapped by a bug? Besides, that guy's life is exactly what Shin Woo-sung wants. Gwak Do-chang does not want to delay any more. At this moment, his phone vibrated again. At this time, in the temporary area of the HEA KWANG gang, the former subordinates of the Myeol gang are being criticized for their sloppy business style like idiots. This HEA KWANG Jr. complains. That guy Park Myeol, what kind of staff are they recruiting? As he spoke, he scooped a ladle of cooking oil from the stove. After that, he happily threw it at the Myeol gang's junior, intending to cook him up. After that, these two guys even masturbated with each other. He didn't expect this punishment to come so quickly. It's all thanks to Mr. Gwak Do-chang's talent. As soon as I said this, something changed outside. Is your guy Gwak Do-chang that great? What a pity, the alpha dog just left the pack. Do-gyum appeared with some brothers in the DAJUN FAM family. Because the gang is all gathered from people who have enemies with HEA KWANG. If it's these juniors, they can eat onions to the brim. Even trying to pull out his phone to tell his big brother the news was too late. Eat one of Do-gyum's kicks and fly straight to the cooking oil greeting just now. You brats have been causing trouble for a while now. This gangbuk is ours. Before. Do-gyum thought DAJUN's plan would be to lure Gwak Do-chang out of the lair. Then took him completely. But not. DAJUN said that name handled Park Myeol without even a drop of sweat. So just give him to me. DAJUN analyzes HEA KWANG's strength, most of it comes from this leader. If he leaves, the rest will become weak. After he lured Gwak Do-chang onto the bridge, Do-gyum and his brothers in the DAJUN gang. Let's make salad of the remaining trash. Before DAJUN was about to leave. Do-gyum said this poignantly. This is the second time we have faced HEA KWANG head-on since the Incheon Harbor incident last time. So this time, it must be successful. DAJUN put on his hat with great prestige and said, "This time I will let those dogs fail, miserably." Gwak Do-chang picked up the phone. On the other side, DAJUN's voice rang out, "I thought you didn't believe it, but in the end, you still obediently brought your body here?" Gwak Do-chang said, "No matter what you plan to do, I will make those who challenge HEA KWANG pay. The front." The junior who was driving suddenly shouted, because at this moment there was a motorbike with a good displacement coming from afar. "I know that too, so I'm here to pick you up." DAJUN's trembling voice continued to echo. This junior saw that the motorbike in front of him seemed to show no signs of stopping. It rushed forward, like a storm, straight towards the car. This junior shouted loudly, "Bao Dai Ca. Quickly hold on tight." Then, he pushed the steering wheel hard to one side, and the car's brakes burned all the wheels on the bridge. Fortunately, there was no damage to this bridge. The motorcyclist also turned around. Gwak Do-chang stepped out from inside the car, praised DAJUN for just performing a very good cow trick. "Is that all you can prepare for me? It's true that when cornered, even idiots like you know how to play recklessly, right? However, don't forget, if you risk it, you'll only die." A powerful stone tool released by Gwak Do-chang destroyed DAJUN's expired version of a motorbike that he borrowed from somewhere. Gwak Do-chang says DAJUN bugs are very lucky. That's why I was able to escape from HEA KWANG once. But today, here in Gangbuk, you won't be that lucky again, son. So we've finished watching this series together. What will DAJUN do to overturn the table to help Gangbuk 4 Kings and give onions to the bastards? This is HEA KWANG, so please invite everyone. We will continue to follow the next stories together. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel to support me more spiritually. For now, goodbye and see you again.